Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome, everyone. We are very pleased to introduce to you Paul Temple, who is a sound technician, actually, a sound alchemist, and he is here to share his wisdom and how sound and vibration really is a primordial force of the universe and how we can use it to heal ourselves and our past lives, even the akashic records. Hello, Paul. Thank you for being here.
Greetings, greetings. Very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me in.
You have a background as a musician and you worked in the industry itself. And here you are expanding your awareness of sound and vibration, helping people to expand their consciousness. What led you to make that transition from sound as a musician into this arena?
First of all, as a child, I was just always drawn to music. I started playing the piano at age 10, and my parents recognized that and sort of got me instruments and lessons. I was a music major in college. And shortly after I graduated, I met this woman named Diani Oahu. She's a Cherokee teacher. She's also a Tibetan Lama. And the spiritual teachings that she carries, which has come through 27 generations of her family, are about sacred sound, crystals, really understanding that vibration is the primordial language of the universe. It is the primordial creative force. And the Vedas also say this, Nada Brahma. Sound is Brahma, that primordial, primary creative force in the universe. So, and since that, which was my mid-20s, I've always been a spiritual seeker and have always brought that presence and awareness to my music. In 2014, I got connected with this lovely set of Tibetan bowls, which again was kind of a big turning point in my life. And the bowls are amazing. They're just a deep sound magic from the Himalayas, which was a combination that I'd been studying Vajrayana Buddhism for 30 years. And I do the so the Vajrayana chanting with the bowls just sort of expanded things out into a whole other dimension. And the final step was that my guides started talking to me a lot more and giving me instruction and direction and this set of teachings to offer both verbally and sonically. So that's what has led to what I call the Diamond Light Network at this point.
That is so cool. And oh my goodness, hearing you bring forth that sound was a remembrance for all of us, I think. And you have had a past life as a Buddhist or as a monk. Have you become aware of that?
Yes, I think it was, different. I think I've been a lot of different monks, different lives, because I love the Gregorian chants of the Christian monks, although the dynamics of the church and history are a little questionable. But and as a Tibetan monk, I think I've had many lifetimes as a Tibetan monk. Dhani, my teacher, is a very high incarnation of Padmasambhava, who was sort of the main Vajrayana guru who brought the Vajrayana teachings to Tibet. And our Sangha we just feel like, we've been together through many lifetimes working in the light and doing this work. And so, yes, that's a big piece of it.
Yes, beautiful. Wow, very interesting that you not only began to hear your guides even better with the bowls, but that Padmasambhava, one of that the lineage of it and where those guides are related to. So, what was that like with the bowls? I mean, 2014, that was just really recently. Well, maybe it seems like just a few
It's
years ago.
7 years. It's a 7-year cycle. So yes,
Years.
that's good.
So, can you share what that was like to experience your guides talking to you? Because you truly are a sound channel. We're going to experience a sound transmission from you. But what was that like to listen to your guides or become aware?
It was a wonderful amplification, and it started with this voice that just kind of said, "Hey, go get a bowl," and it was coincidental that 2 doors down from the record label where I used to work is a Nepali importer of Tibetan bowls, a wonderful man named Suren, Suren Shrethra, who both imports the bowls from the families in Nepal that have been making them for generations. And he is a sound healer. He teaches healing with the bowls in terms of protocols for different energetic imbalances. But as I connected with the bowls, so what the bowls do is they have a very pure field, and they resonate that pure light in our heart. So they begin to call the heart back into vibrational activation. And as that happens, and this is part of the diamond light teachings I work with, as we awaken the heart, our intuitive skills begin to also increase. I call these evolutionary skills, empathy, intuition, telepathic communication, sensitivity to subtle energies. As the heart reawakens, these are skills that begin to also increase. So it was this sort of, rolling ball of connecting, opening, these teachings coming through, and the bowls being part of the teachings, that because the verbal part, communicates with our brain. So you and I here talking, as I talk about the heart and the awakening heart and the evolutionary skills, the bowls and the Vajrayana mantras speak directly vibrationally to the heart, because the Vajrayana mantras are intended to awaken that Vajra light or that diamond light in our heart centers.
That's fascinating. And when we truly feel the vibration of the bowls, and perhaps even the vibration of our voice through the mantras,
Right.
it's almost as if it's a sonic cleanse. Is there something going on in the heart structure yourself? I mean, it's the chakra, but it could be on a cellular level as well, that it's physically changing and shifting through that vibration.
So great question. And this is part of the information that came to me from my guides in the download. So we use the word heart to describe 3 different things. There's the anatomical heart, there's the heart chakra, and then there is the heart center. And they are they're sort of related, but they are different. The heart center is really what I'm talking about. In the Vedas, it's referred to as the bindi in the heart chakra. So it's actually sort of anatomically or energetically in the center of the chest, within that vortex of the heart chakra. But it's also referred to as the seed of divine consciousness, the seat of the soul. It is the portal into, the multidimensional spiritual realms. The basic teaching I offer is called the heart circuit. And that is the energetic circuitry through which our hearts are connected to all things. We hear, the elders say all things are connected. And it's through the heart and through this circuitry that I teach about that this connection happens. So that's what this particular focus is. And that's the Vajra essence, the Vajra light that the Tibetans describe as the seed of our essential nature, is that bindi. We call it the pearl of light.
Yes, beautiful. That is a feeling. And when you made that clarification about the heart center, just feeling into that, it's so much bigger than the chakra and even
Yeah,
the physical heart. It is
yeah.
truly an energy system. And the heart circuit that you teach on, that's very interesting. Well, I love your Eastern tradition, the knowledge and wisdom that you have, and all of your past life wisdom that you bring in. And speaking of past lives, this is an interesting topic. We are coming up into this month of October, and it is a traditional time for Halloween in the Western world. It's
Right.
also called Other Things, followed by All Souls Day.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting time. Talk about what you're doing during this time for an ancestral clearing with sound and an
Right.
akashic clearing.
So the akashic part is that in that seed of the individuated soul is encoded your akashic memory. So that's why as we tap into the heart, we can connect with that akashic memory. And part of that akashic memory is who you are becoming in this life. Your sort of life purpose and soul purpose are also encoded in there. So we're connecting in to the akashic memory on that level. The ancestral pieces, Halloween or Samhain or All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day are in the solar cycle. They're that place where we really move into the time of death, the time of darkness, of winter. And this is in the old pagan calendar, which is different than we have winter starting on the winter solstice. In the old calendar, the solstices were called, midsummer or midwinter, because that marked the middle between Samhain and February 2nd, which is another mid-cycle. So I don't want to get caught up in those complexities, but so that's why we celebrate death and the departed and the ancestors, because that's really the marking of that time in the calendar year when we go into that underground dark period. It's when the trees, the plant energies have all descended back into the earth. So the session that I'm offering, it's a Zoom session on the evening on Halloween, which is Sunday, October 31st this year. It is a way of, we tap into through the vibrational field of the bowls and a guided meditation. We go into our own akashic memory and we feel back into the strands of our ancestral lineage. We are the ones that our ancestors dreamed of, and we carry all the fear. I think we've all experienced this, that, family trauma gets passed from generation to generation. And that happens, sometimes externally, but it also happens internally. And we actually choose when we incarnate a family to birth into, because that family holds the kind of, trauma soul level constructs that we need to work on in ourselves. So in this meditation, we will connect back into what I call the ancestral web. And there are two sides of it, the mother side and the father side. And I've done this, and you can begin to feel, I'll say the names, like I've got the Temple lineage and I've got the La Blanc lineage. My mother was French, La Blanc. And then there's the next level of, I've got the Stuarts over here and the birds over here. And sometimes you can feel that that web is very, very strong and resilient. And sometimes it feels sticky. And sometimes there's trauma and fear that got passed on. So we go through and we begin to clear these webs out so that we can receive the gifts of resilience from our ancestry, but also clear out those old patterns of fear, trauma, dysfunction, addiction, in all the ways that they manifest. Um, so that's sort of the focus of what that session is.
It's a sonic journey as well,
Right.
right? That you actually use this to assist in accessing that dimension. It is a dimension, subconsciousness, or maybe even in the quantum field of our lineage, our ancestral lineage,
Right.
clearing the webs, feeling into the strands of our lives. What have others experienced that you can share with us?
Yeah, I've had people share with me that, they've connected with their departed ancestors and received gifts from them, received messages of love and beauty and support. Even in my own life, when there was conflictual relationship with an ancestor who is now departed, um, that comes through now as love and support for the work, because, they are there. And in most indigenous cultures, the ancestors are considered spiritual allies. And in our culture, because there's so much kind of distortion and trauma, it's like they've become this burden. And so we try to realign with bringing the ancestors in as allies and recognizing that.
Yeah.
That's, and I'm also getting, so this is within the specifics of this practice. But it's also important to understand the larger context within which we're doing the practice, which is we on Earth are coming out of this era, eons and eons, an age it is actually, a dark, dark age. Again, in the Vedas, it's called the age of Kali. It was called the Aryan age, in Western astrology. But for thousands of years, we have lived in this time of war and oppression and darkness and suffering and just unbelievable things that human beings have been doing to each other. And part of what happens through that trauma is that the human heart, both the individual and collective human hearts, got shut down because they couldn't deal with the horrors of what was happening. So now, as we're coming out of this dark age, we have this opportunity to awaken the heart. And part of that awakening is clearing out those traumas. Our ancestors suffered horribly and horribly so that we could be here now and live in the way that we do. We are the ones they dreamed of. And I don't think they could even imagine, my ancestors going back 2 or 3 generations, couldn't imagine how we live now. It's such a dream compared to what they experienced. So this is tied into the evolution of human consciousness because we have this opportunity to awaken. We have this opportunity to bring back this sensitivity of the heart, where we have these intuitive skills. And, we're much more sensitive than we are taught. We have, everyone, I believe, it's in our DNA, has these sensitivities of intuition and energetic sensitivity, but we need to heal the heart and open our hearts and become a heart-centered species and civilization so that we can really manifest our full human spiritual potential. So that's the context within which we're doing this work of healing our ancestral lineage so that, we can really help humanity awaken and evolve the collective heart.
Yes, beautiful. When you describe the teachings of the Diamond Heart, it actually felt like you were describing that right there. It's this heart center. Now, when we look at what makes a diamond, it is the pressure So,
Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, that's beautiful.
so then can you explain, I mean, more of the teachings of your perspective of the diamond heart, the lessons? We are becoming diamond hearts.
Yeah. So Diamond Heart is something I have to be careful with language wise, just because there's another set of teachings by Mr. Almas called the Diamond Heart teachings. And they're all similar and they all have the same intention, but it's a little different, particularly in the public sphere. So I don't use that phrase diamond heart. The diamond aspect of it, it comes from the Vajra. So the translation, one of the translations of the Sanskrit Tibetan word Vajra is diamond light. And that relates to that seed of divine consciousness, that luminous essential nature, as the Tibetans call it, that is implanted in the heart. The mantra Om Mani Padme Hum is about the jewel in the lotus. And that jewel is that diamond radiance. And the lotus is our kind of protected heart. And as we chant the mantra, the lotus opens and the heart begins to shine. So the teachings, as you ask about them, I mean, it's really very simple. I have a couple of practices. They're very simple practices, but very powerful practices that are just to remind people about the heart and how to awaken and connect with the heart. The first step is this heart circuit. I don't know if you can see it behind me here, but that's the image of the heart circuit. It's the pearl of light, an orb of light that's connected through 6 axes of light, earth, sky, and the 4 directions. That connects us into the etheric web, into that circuitry of light. And there are a few more advanced levels to that of building, outer constructs and connecting with your own guidance. And there are other teachings we do, but that's really the core of it, is about using this visualization and then the sound practices to help reactivate our hearts, which have been dormant for so long.
Yes. Well, thank you for the work that you do, the passion that you bring to it. And I just want to share, 27 generations of your teacher and their lineage, that's 810 years.
Mm.
And that's a lot of wisdom. Not only that, but the guides and the Eastern traditions and the lineages there that you
Mm.
follow. All right. Well, it's ancient technology, spiritual
Yeah.
technology,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
And
it is.
thank you for bringing it back. So we invite those who are watching and listening to register for this sonic event on the Akashic Clearing. All the information is here on this webpage.
Great.
Now we will do a sound channel with you, a sound transmission. That's going to be beautiful.
Great. It's going to take me a minute. I have to move back up to the bowls. So if you want to vamp a little more, I will do that and be back shortly. All right. I am back. So to start, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart. We're going to kind of go in to the zone. You can bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. And just envision in the center of your being, in the center of your chest, this beautiful, radiant orb of light. Breathing fully into that orb of light that is your heart radiance. And I invite you to let yourself receive and bathe in the vibration of the bowls and this ancient Vajrayana Tibetan mantra. I'm going to do the Om Mani Padme Hum. It's the best known of the mantras. And you might envision or imagine your heart opening, your heart flower opening with the mantra. Mm,
Still floating on that vibration.
mm,
That was a magical journey. So
mm.
precious. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
That was all live and in the moment, no looper, no machines. That was 100%
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you. What a magical journey. You have raised our vibration. You have opened our
Mm,
hearts.
yeah, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Yes. Yeah, the magic of the bowls is extraordinary. They just automatically just take you there.
And your voice and the overtones, it was just extraordinary. You are very talented, and this is many past lives, all in action.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Paul Temple, for this beautiful experience today. And we invite our listeners to join us in this sonic journey coming up on this event. Again, that is all right here, and we are excited to see you there. Paul, is there anything else you'd like to say about that event?
It's always amazingly deep and beautiful and profound. It is a combination, oops, sorry, of a sound journey and a guided meditation, so that we are each going in and doing that work and connecting with the ancestral web. Um, it's one of the most popular events that I have done the last 7 years now, and I'm happy to be connected with you on it, and happy to have your people join us. So that um, there is a little bit of live space if somebody is in Boulder. We have up to 10 people here in the yoga barn at the Double Rainbow Ranch. But most of the people will be on Zoom, and you want to have good speakers or good headphones for it, because getting good quality audio is very important. So.
Well, the sound at the end there, as it finished, and the ringing and the vibration of those bowls just continued. It was its own symphony. So
Mm.
it's a beautiful experience. We're so fortunate that you're offering it online for all of our loved ones around the world who can
Yeah,
tap
great.
into this. It's awesome. Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Namaste. Namaste. Take care. Much love, everyone.